Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'd like to talk a little bit about the Ruger PC Carbine and CROM USA's chassis and ZhuCROM foregrip for this platform. So the first thing I want to mention about this is the CROM PC Carbine chassis right here. So this flat dark earth part that holds the original receiver. So this, the unique thing about this chassis is that you can bolt up any Mossberg 500 to it. So right here I've got a Hogue overmold on mine, but a more common configuration is putting the Magpul SGA. And so just as you would any regular Mossberg 500, you know, you take your butt pad off and then you use the bolt that goes and screws into the rear of this chassis instead of the shotgun receiver. So that gives users a lot of different options for, you know, playing with their length of pull or types of grips that they're going to be using. Another unique feature about this chassis is this extended mag release here. So on the Ruger PC Carbine original stock, all you have the button mag releases on the front end of the magwell on both sides. And you can see here I have the button on the left side or weak side. But what this bar does is this acts as an extension for the original mag release so that you can use your AR manual of arms and use your index finger to release the magazine. So if I grab this Glock mag here, insert it there, you can see with just a simple press, it releases just like an AR. So this will make your reloads a lot faster. Additionally, since we also have the button over here on the left, you now have a way to release the magazine from both sides of the carbine. So if I want to do a left side release, I can also do that like I would with the regular PC Carbine. Just go up there and then take my left hand and release the magazine that way as well. So nothing is lost. So one thing that may concern you a little bit after you assemble the CROM chassis is that the mag release extension bar might feel a little squishy. It doesn't have all that great of a tactile feel. And there's definitely no positive click. It's just, you know, a little bit mushy, but you can understand why, because seeing how long of a part this is. And also it may not freely move. Like when I first put mine together, I thought like, oh no, you know, the friction would just hold the button open and a new mag wouldn't seat properly and stay in. But after a little bit of use, so I put a little bit of oil in there, and then after the first range day when I used it, it broke in quite nicely. And now I've had 0 failures of this part here. A new mag goes in, stays secure every time. Every time I press this, I know that my mag has been released. If you take a look at the magwell, you can see it's got a nice flare to it. So unlike the stock, this actually will funnel your mags in a little bit better. And CROM made sure that the external dimensions match that of the original stock. So if you're using a clip-on mag funnel, you can still put that on your CROM PC Carbine chassis. One of my main complaints with the original PC Carbine stock and foregrip was that the foregrip kind of ended, you know, a bit short of the end of barrel back here. So it was hard to use an extended grip on it. And with CROM's ZhuCROM version of the Magpul ZhuCROM handguard, where they've adapted the AK handguard to the PC Carbine, that's no longer an issue. And I can reach out, you know, very easily and control the weapon better because I can extend out past where the original foregrip would have ended. Now, my only complaint with this ZhuCROM handguard is that since it was made for the AK and it uses a pretty thick steel frame, is that it's kind of heavy. So it actually shifts the balance of the rifle forward. So where the original carbine might balance somewhere around here and feel very natural when you just release your weak side support. If you have a lighter stock such as this Hogue overmold and the ZhuCROM foregrip, the rifle kind of wants to tip forward when you take your support hand off of it. And actually to mitigate that somewhat, I've actually added a little bit of weight to the stock here inside. If you have a Magpul SGA, this probably isn't a problem because that stock is just so darn heavy on its own. Additionally, the ZhuCROM foregrip can come in 2 configurations, Scout or Minimalist, and the only difference between them is this top Picatinny rail right here. which allows a forward mounting location for a red dot optic. Since I like to use this little burst fast fire on my PC Carbine though, this is too tall to allow me to co-witness the sights. But if you use an Aimpoint T1, and it has to be Aimpoint format, can't be hollow suns, which tend to be a little bit taller, you can co-witness the factory iron sights along with your red dot optic just fine. Additionally, we have the M-LOK slots at the 3 and 9 o'clock positions, as well as a lot of it along the 6 o'clock if you want to put a pick rail down there for a bipod or something. If you're not using the top Picatinny rail to mount an optic, like I'm not right now, what it also lets you do is it lets you have something to get a little bit of purchase on, or to wrap your thumb around if you're using a thumb over grip. So I can comfortably do that, get greater control of the weapon, and not obscure my red dot optic back here. A good thing about the ZhuCROM handguard is that it fully retains the takedown nature of the original PC Carbine. So just like the original PC Carbine, if we lock the bolt back and go to the bottom where the takedown lever is, we can pull it forward and rotate to separate the barrel and foregrip assembly from the receiver and chassis stock assembly. And unlike some other designs which place some cutie sling swivels right here, kind of close to that actuating lever, this doesn't have any. I've actually seen it happen live where for some reason recoil caused the takedown lever to get bumped or actuated slightly, and because somebody had a QD here with a sling that was loaded, so pulling this way or rotating the disassembly direction, the weapon actually separated a bit in the middle of firing. So thankfully that's not a failure mode that you really need to worry about with this design, because if you do put an M-LOK sling swivel up here, it's going to be so high and not low enough such putting rotational force around the barrel. So overall, I'm very happy with the CROM PC Carbine parts. The chassis quality is excellent, machining and tolerances are all very nice and tight and sharp and crisp. The extended magazine release brings speed and familiarity with the AR platform. The magwell funnel allows you to get your mags in a little bit quicker, and it's excellent having the option to change your grip and stock options, especially one with a very common platform such as the Mossberg 500. On the ZhuCROM foregrip side, the extension of it, as well as the larger outer diameter, allows me to have a little bit better control, and it also has a lot better mounting options than the original did. Sure, we do have a little bit of a weight penalty, but that can be mitigated to some extent, and overall the rifle is still, maybe 7 to 8 pounds, so not terribly heavy at all. Now, of course, there's the cost, and the chassis starts at $325, and the ZhuCROM foregrip starts at $125 for the minimalist model, which does not have this Picatinny rail up top, or $150 for the Scout, which does. So it's not cheap, but when is quality ever? So one of the other great things about CROM, the company itself, and the people behind it, is they are super receptive to feedback. I have contacted them with a couple of the little, minor nibbles, complaints I have about this platform, such as the weight on the ZhuCROM foregrip, or even just this little tab right here, which digs into your finger just a little bit if you don't have an SGA stock. And they're coming up with solutions to address these, so I am very excited to see what they come out with in the future.